name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. Please direct your question to a specific player or to coach. And if you're joining us on Zoom, please use the raise hand function for questions. Recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. This will be a 12-minute press conference. Joining us are the student athletes from the University of Tennessee, Tyreek Key and Jemai Mashak, as well as head coach Rick Barnes. At this time, we'll turn it over to Coach Barnes for his comments on the game, and we'll follow up with questions for all. Coach?
Well, really pretty much what we expected. I've known Bob Marlin for a long time. He's got a team that he's done a great job putting together, really terrific offensive team that very disciplined. They know exactly what they're looking for, what they want to get each time down the floor. Defensively, his teams have always done a really good job of pressure, and certainly tonight they were playing personnel, which we've seen that pretty much all year, but it was the kind of game we expected. We knew it was going to be a hard-fought game, and kind of how we've done it many different times this year. We've relied on our defense to get it done for us, and found a way to score enough points. First half, turned it over way too many uncharacteristic ways, but a really good win. Proud of our players, but again, I could just rave about Bob and his team because those guys played their hearts out.
Questions on the floor, please. Right here, row 2.
Coach, you're up 18 with 12 minutes to play, and they go on a 13-0 run. Just kind of what happened? Oh, I'm sorry, Rob Lewis, VolQuest.com. I apologize. No. Coach, you're up 18 with 12 minutes to go, and then they rattle off that run. It gets tight. What was kind of the breakdown on your own?
Well, again, they have the ability to. They don't shoot a lot of threes, but we did have some breakdowns defensively. We were going under a couple times too much on some screens, but then through that time too, we weren't very good offensively, where we missed some shots and missed a couple free throws, but. Again, they're a good offensive team, and we try to keep them in check as long as we could, but they made the shots. I mean, a couple of them were what we would consider what we wouldn't want someone to do against us. We gave them too much space, and even though we got a hand up, it was too late. But again, give them credit. They made the shots, and they knew what they were looking for, but at the end of the game, we made enough plays to get it done.
Row 3.
Joe Rick from The Athletic. Rick, Jemai with a couple big baskets tonight went to end routes for you. How important were those baskets? And during the droughts, other than the turnovers, what else was kind of going on for you guys?
Well, again, I can't say enough about these two guys here. And Santi in the first half got in foul trouble. We turned it over 12 times in some really ridiculous ways, to be quite honest with you. But we stayed in it with our defense, and Jemai's been a big part, certainly since even before Zakai went out. He found his niche, and is a guy that we know that can guard people. He's not afraid to go out and guard anybody. What he did all night long, guarding their point guard, I mean, as we watched tape coming in, most people had backed off him pretty much all year long, allowed him to shoot the ball or just trying to keep him out of the lane. We felt like it was really important to get into the ball, to get them playing further away from the basket where they couldn't post it as easy. And it started with Jemai, and he had to work all night long. And, and he, again, on offense, I think he's getting more and more comfortable every time he goes out there. But, again, playing through the first half without Santi is something we probably didn't expect. But we found a way. That's all I can say at the end of the game, with them making shots and us not being as sharp as we wanted to be. But, again, just proud of the effort these guys gave.
Let's go to row 2 right here, please.
Grant Ramey of VolQuest.com. Rick, what has to happen to clean up the turnovers at this point?
Well, we can't trip over our own feet. We can't throw the ball to guys that aren't looking. It goes back to simple execution. Just instead of trying to get cued on some sets, just call whatever we call, just execute it. It's simple. We ended up with 18 turnovers, but 12 were in the first half, but again, give them credit. They came down, and when we had the chance of getting some gaps, they came down and took the ball away from us. And again, I thought got to give them credit for some of those turnovers, but from our point of view, we've got to be cleaner with the ball. There's no question.
Gentleman in row 2.
Tyreek, Rob Lewis, VolQuest.com. Tyreek, 2 games in a row where you led Tennessee in scoring. You getting more confident? Where's that coming from? And Jemai, if you don't mind to follow up with your own answer on that, because it's 2 games where you were second on the team.
Yeah, I think it just starts with just playing aggressive. Like Coach Barnes, that's what he wants me to do. And like I said, tonight just came out and was aggressive. I know Santi got in foul trouble, so me and Shaq had to step up a little bit at the guard positions, and that's just what we done. So.
Yeah, to follow up, like with Tyreek, I know how much he works on his game. I know how good of a player he is. So, it's really never a surprise to me when he is hitting shots, because he's a 3-level scorer. He can score from anywhere. So it makes my job easier. And knowing that, we can't have the overload on Santi to go in and score everything for us. We have to help him out. And I think today was a good example of doing that. Just staying in rhythm, trying not to force anything, but staying confident. We work on our game, every day. So you stay confident, we're going to be fine.
In the back.
Conor O'Gara, Saturday Road. Rick, what have you been able to see from Duke so far? I know you probably only got to see maybe a few glimpses of them.
Well, they're obviously just listening, and I really haven't seen them a lot this year. I haven't, but I know that they're probably as hot as any basketball team in the country. And I did, while we were at dinner the other night, Jim Boeheim was on with Tony and Kornhauser, and they were talking about where he thought Duke was the team that's going to win the national championship. So that tells you a lot about him, that he would say that at this point in time. But they've had, again, they've won 18, 19 out of 20, something like that. But I haven't seen them a lot. But I do know that John Shire's done a great job. I know they had some injuries early in the year, and but coming down the stretch, and when you win your conference tournament, and they beat a good team today. What little bit I did see, I thought their defense was outstanding against a team that can really shoot the ball, and they, like I said, they're a team that probably as hot as any team in the country right now.
Row 3.
Yeah, kind of following up that for both of you guys, is there a little extra juice, a little excitement just to play Duke in this tournament?
I mean, for me personally, it's exciting just to be in March Madness, man. It doesn't matter who we're playing. It's just exciting to be on the court. We're playing basketball, and it's a game that I love to do and play. And to play on a stage like this, we can play anybody, and I'm going to be just as exciting. But I've worked hard with my team, and I just know how much we put into this. And to for us to be able to move on and get to that next round, we're just excited to have fun on the court.
Yeah, to follow up like what Shaq said, I mean, any college basketball player says this is a dream to play at this stage. Like I said, that's why I came back to college to play in the tournament. Like I said, I know our team is very excited to play Duke, and like I said, I think we'll be ready to go. So,
Let's take a question from one of our Zoom attendees, Matt Trecanelli.
Hi, yes, Matt Truckenay from Herb FM Sports Radio. And Coach, a couple questions. First question is, what did you guys do different from the first half to the second half to decrease the amount of turnovers that you guys had? Because you guys improved on that statistic. And then the second question is, what did you guys, like every time Louisiana came back, they were coming back the second half and stuff, they were really, really close to tying the game, but yet they never did. How was your team able to just really pull through and just win that game and just at the end just come through and come out with the win?
Well, in regards to the turnovers, obviously just telling our guys at halftime, some of the ones we made were just, the word I'd use was ridiculous. I mean, we can't turn the ball over the way we did there, and our guys know that. But then you ask why we've been in those kind of games all year long. I mean, you go back to our conference, it's been a battle all year in the SEC, and so we've been in those situations, and we just really believe if we can guard to the best of our ability and rebound the ball, we'll find a way to. And it's not always pretty to get it done on the offensive end for us, but we'll find a way. We'll just stay in the game defensively and rebound it. We didn't do a great job tonight getting to the offensive boards, but I think you got to give them credit for that too, because we've been a better rebounding team there. And one reason we were sending 2 back, we normally send 4 back, but last couple games without Zakai, didn't have very good floor balance because these guys are used to going to the glass, all of them, with the exception of Zakai. And so tonight, to make sure we didn't give any runouts, we said we're going to send 2 back just to make sure we had that covered. But I think the fact that we've been in so many of these close games all year long, and these guys, they're used to it, and they knew they had to make some plays, and they did.
2 minutes remaining. Second row, Wes.
For Rick, this is Wes Rucker with 24/7 Sports. Rick, especially without Zakai out there, have there been any conversations with Santi about sort of risk management on some of these fouls? Because some of them seem to be kind of these reach-in fouls or plays that maybe, as important as he is right now, doesn't need to be making.
Yeah, well, we tell them we don't want to foul in general, but we don't want to lose our aggressiveness either. You know, we think that we know we're at our best when we're physical, both outside and inside with our defense. And, you know, we want to make plays. We want to get deflections. We want to get turnovers. We want to try to break the ball loose as much as we can. But, yeah, we tell them, you know, that we need them in the game, obviously. And, but, you know, Santi's like most guys. He doesn't think he ever fouls, which most guys are like that. And sometimes he doesn't, to be quite honest. But the fact is, I don't think anybody in college basketball gets fouled more than him. I mean, and the fact that some of that, I think that when he does have some of those fouls, it's out of frustration because of the way he's being guarded the entire year. Everybody goes in the game doing everything they can not to let him catch the ball, run them off screens, and he's dealing with that all night long. So some of those fouls, I'm sure, stems from a little frustration because he's, like I said, I think he's fouled more than any player in the country.
Final question in the back.
Rick, I know you weren't thrilled with the offense, but I thought defensively your guys really executed. You went zone, you've got size, you've got bodies, and I thought you guys really took them out when you went zone, and not a lot of teams in the country, here it is in 2023, teams don't see zone. Mm-hmm. So just talk about that, and even going forward with Duke, with your size and your length and your ability to mix stuff up defensively, talk about tonight and then against Duke playing zone.
Well, right now, our plan is that we're going to play zone for 40 minutes. You can tell them that, you know. But we've got 2 other zones we run too. We like a 1-3-1 and a 1-2-2. But, you know, we work on it. We've not a lot because, you know, we believe heavily in our man defense, mainly because we feel like we can rebound out of it. I do think tonight, you know, we did a good job. They actually had 2 pretty good looks at it, but we were able to rebound the ball, and I do think it got them out of the rhythm a little bit. And but we do have some other things that we can do. But I do think overall the zone did help us. I do, especially in the first half. And we really put it there thinking the idea if we didn't get separation, we could maybe put Santi back in the game in that situation and let him stay out there. But the way we handled the first half, we were able to keep him on the bench the entire time.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, thank you all.